June 11, 1962. Three men pulled off the impossible, escaping Alcatraz, the world's most secure prison. Frank Morris and brothers John and Clarence Anglin vanished into the icy San Francisco Bay, leaving behind dummy heads and a trail of mystery. Did they drown in the treacherous waters, or did they outsmart the FBI and live free? Some say they had help, inside and out. Others claim they even showed up at family funerals, disguised as women. This is the story of the greatest prison break in history, and the clues that keep us guessing. Alcatraz, nicknamed The Rock, was America's toughest prison, built on an island 1.5 miles from San Francisco's shore. From 1934 to 1963, it housed the country's most notorious criminals: Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, and the Birdman Robert Stroud. Surrounded by freezing, shark-infested waters and strong currents, it was deemed escape-proof. But three men dared to challenge that. Frank Morris, inmate AZ-1441, was the mastermind, a career criminal with an IQ of 133, higher than 98% of people. He'd been in and out of prison since age 13 for burglary, armed robbery, and drugs. His specialty? Escaping. After breaking out of multiple jails, he landed at Alcatraz in 1960. His partners were John and Clarence Anglin, brothers from a poor Florida family. Convicted bank robbers, they'd grown up navigating swamps, making them expert swimmers and raftsmen. They met Morris in Atlanta's federal prison, and after failed escape attempts, all three ended up at Alcatraz. Assigned to adjacent cells, Morris, the Anglins, and a fourth inmate, Alan West, began plotting. West, a car thief with escape experience, would help plan but wouldn't make the final break. For 6 months, they schemed in secret, knowing one mistake could end it all. The plan was ingenious and insane. Starting in December 1961, they used stolen tools, spoons from the cafeteria, a drill made from a vacuum cleaner motor, to chip away at their cell vents. Each vent was only 6 by 9 inches, but they widened them over months, working from 5:30 to 9 p.m., while one kept lookout. Alan West found old saw blades while cleaning, giving them an edge. They hid their work with fake grills made from papier-mâché, crafted from prison magazines. But the real genius? The dummy heads. Using plaster, paint, and hair from the barbershop, they made lifelike decoys to fool night guards. They even named them Oink and Oscar. These heads would sit in their beds, making it look like they were sleeping. On the roof, they set up a secret workshop. They stole over 50 raincoats, gluing and stitching them into a 6 by 14-foot raft and life vests, sealed with steam pipes. They also crafted wooden paddles, using tide tables smuggled from a newspaper to time their escape. Morris's accordion practice covered the noise of their work. By June 1962, they were ready. But did they have help from inside? Some theorize Clarence Carnes, an inmate called the Choctaw Kid, provided intel or distracted guards, though he denied it. There's even a wild claim. Frank Morris's cousin, Bud White, later said he bribed Alcatraz guards to look the other way. No evidence supports this, but it fuels speculation that someone on the inside was in on it. On June 11, 1962, after lights out, Morris gave the signal. They placed their dummy heads, crawled through the widened vents, and entered a utility corridor. Alan West got stuck. His vent wasn't wide enough. The others left him behind. They climbed 3 stories of pipes, punched through a ceiling vent, and ran across the roof. right past a guard tower. Then they slid down a 50-foot kitchen pipe to the ground, scaled two 12-foot barbed wire fences, and reached the shore. At the water's edge, they inflated their raft and vests, then paddled into a stormy 47-degree San Francisco Bay. But here's where it gets wild. A San Francisco cop, Robert Cecchi, reported seeing a pristine white boat near Alcatraz. Around 1 a.m. it lingered, then sped toward the Golden Gate Bridge. Did someone pick them up? Another theory. They used a stolen electrical cord to tie their raft to a passenger ferry leaving after midnight, body surfing to shore. No proof, but it's a clever idea from prison magazines they read. The next morning, June 12th, guards found the dummy heads. One rolled off Morris's bed, breaking its nose. The alarm sounded and a massive manhunt began. FBI, Coast Guard, even military helicopters. Searchers found clues: a paddle and raft pieces near Angel Island, a life vest on Cronkite Beach, and a sealed packet with the Anglins' family photos and addresses. A Norwegian freighter reported a body in prison Denham 20 miles out, but it was never recovered. Alan West, left behind, spilled details of the plan but claimed no outside help. The FBI concluded the men drowned, citing the bay's cold water and strong tides. In 1979, they closed the case, listing Morris and the Anglins as missing and presumed drowned. But not everyone agreed. Alcatraz shut down in 1963, just months later, too costly to maintain. But the escape's legend grew, fueled by what came next. Did they drown or did they survive? The FBI says the 47-degree water and rip currents made survival unlikely. But in 2003, Mythbusters built a raincoat raft and sailed from Alcatraz to the Marin Headlands, proving it was possible if they timed the tides right. The Anglin family insists they lived. In 2015, nephews Ken and David Widner shared a 1975 photo from Brazil, allegedly showing John and Clarence. Facial recognition tech in 2020 called it a near-exact match for John. They claim the brothers lived on a farm in Brazil until at least the 1990s. Wilder still, family says John and Clarence attended their mother's funeral in 1973 and their father's viewing in 1989, disguised as women. Heavy makeup and tall frames hid their identities, but no photos exist to prove it. In 2018, a 2013 letter surfaced, allegedly from John Anglin. It claimed all three survived, but Frank Morris died in 2008 and Clarence in 2011. John, sick, with cancer, offered to surrender for medical treatment. The FBI couldn't verify it, but the case was reopened. Other clues? A 1962 postcard signed by all three was deemed a likely hoax. Christmas cards and flowers sent to the Anglin mother until 1973 were unsigned. A 1989 tip to Unsolved Mysteries claimed Clarence and Morris were spotted in Florida, but no trace was found. A bold new theory from Ken Widner's 2024 book Alcatraz. The Last Escape says they hitched their raft to a boat, met another in the bay, and flew from Marin County to Mexico, then Brazil. No hard evidence, but it's gripping. 63 years later, the Alcatraz escape remains unsolved. Did Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers drown? Or did they live free, maybe slipping into disguises to mourn their family? The U.S. Marshals. Service keeps the case open, chasing leads into the men's 90s. What do you think happened? Drop your theory in the comments and subscribe for more mysteries.